Hello everybody, welcome to my art journal watch along video. My name is Sarah and I'm the artist behind Pinselgeschichten. Today I'm making one of the 2 pages for the September challenge for the journal workshops. Now this month's subject was back to school, and I took subjects that I liked and or maybe teachers. So the first one here is physics, and I cut out a photo of very young Richard Feynman, and I planned to just have him on because I like him as a physicist for different kinds of reasons, and he reminds me of my teacher actually. So I'm starting off with wetting my page and just dabbing on different kinds of watercolors, make a very loose, vibrant, flowing kind of background here. And that background actually just represents art, because Feynman was a theoretical physicist who also was a musician and a painter. And you know, I guess you can figure out why I like him that much. So, coming back to the page, I just put the paper at an angle and dropped water on it to let the watercolor flow, and then I'm just drying it off. So that photo here, I'm just gonna put it on with artist gel, also called matte medium, and then I actually thought the page was done. I actually had planned to let the photo be there, black and white be the contrast for the page, but didn't like it, so I started painting over it. Coming back to why I liked physics, that was actually due to my teacher, who was very much in the same way as Feynman in his lectures when it comes to explaining things that are quite theoretical or, well, a bit far off maybe, very, very strange, very mathematical, nothing you know instantly from day-to-day life. And he was able to explain physics and the way things work in a way that even if you were not really interested in math or physics, you could definitely understand it. It was just logical, and it was just interesting to listen to. So that's one part why I liked physics so much in the end, and that love stays until today. Actually, I really, really like documentaries or interviews or lectures with physicists. It being, I don't know, astrophysicists or theoretical physicists or whatever documentary you can find on YouTube or on any other platforms. I guess I've seen them all, so I just really like it. It's very, very interesting to me, and still it comes back to also another physicist who was also an artist, who painted, who drew, and that is, again, one of my favorite physicists, if not human beings, when it comes to teachers, is Feynman there, who is, it's really amazing to me how much alike people can be and how much he really was like my own physics teacher. When you just watch lectures, it's amazing. But anyways, I decided to paint him because it was boring. I wasn't happy with the page, so I just took different kinds of primary acrylics and pretty much just painted him over the photo, staying as true as I could with light and shadow, but otherwise not really staying that close to what was on that photo. So especially the section of the suit, I'm not really paying too much attention where the color is of the shirt and where it is of the jacket and things like that. I don't pretty much care about that. So I took some artistic liberty there to change things up a bit. But with light and shadow, I stayed pretty true using the dark blue as the shadow there. So once I had that painted, I definitely needed contrast. So both the background and Richard Feynman here are very colorful, very, well, loose in the way they're painted, very, well, just very wild and busy. So I just took a black colored pencil and went over certain areas and darkened things up, which increased shadows for one, but also just separated sections of the face especially, and just adding detail there, just increasing contrast and setting the background apart from Feynman, who definitely is the focal point for this page. So I'm just going all around the portrait here, adding the pupils for the eyes, working a bit with permanent marker to increase depth even more. But other than that, well, just staying away from too neat lines here. Staying quite sketchy again, also with white gel pen here, same thing, staying quite sketchy with my lines, not having too much of a cartoonish or illustration look here. And then I just decided to, well, increase contrast or shadows on certain parts of the background too. So the color part that were flowing down the paper when I had it tipped, I'm just going all around it with the black colored pencil and just separating it a tiny bit from the rest of the watercolored paper background here. Just going very lightly all over those flowing icicles. It could be icicles, really. Just going over them with a very light hand with that black colored pencil, and then I'm pretty much done. Putting a tiny border around Feynman to separate him even more from the background. But that's that. That's all it is. That's the depiction of Back to School Part 1, My Love for Physics. So I hope you enjoyed watching along and, well, finding out why I actually liked physics so much, or why I associate certain people or certain things with my physics teacher, whom I really, really admired for what he did job-wise, how well he grasp the attention of the students, or at least of me and some other people too. I know that, by the way, he was also the physics teacher of my brother, and my brother really admired him too as a teacher, the way just he taught and that he made you understand. So it wasn't only me, but I really liked thinking back to this experience of having a great teacher who inspired you and, well, taught you things. So, like I said, thanks again for watching. If you have any questions, any comments, please leave them in the comment section below. And do the good YouTube stuff, like, share, subscribe, and I will see you next Monday with a new art journal, and tomorrow with a new tiny Tuesday. Let's paint small things, right? Okay, take good care. Thank you. Bye-bye.